Now to the other side of the political aisle, Secretary Clinton's thorn in her side, Bernie going big. A brand new Wall Street Journal NBC News poll showing Vermont Senator and socialist Bernie Sanders with a huge lead in New Hampshire over former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Now, this latest poll coming as there are reports Vice President Joe Biden could make his White House decision any day now. Will he or won't he? The on-the-record political panel is here for the Daily Beast, Betsy Woodruff. From U.S. News and World Report, David Cantonese. Betsy, first to you. Will he or won't he? Biden, what's your guess?
My guess is no, and I might eat my words, but look, Biden hasn't made any serious staff hires, and he keeps pushing back the decision. Hillary's hired just about every Democratic operative with a pulse. At this point, the longer Biden waits, in my opinion, the less likely he jumps in. Plus, some people close to him say he keeps pushing it down the road, and that means the likelihood goes down. That said, a Biden confidant told CNN that he moved from a 50% likelihood to an 85% likelihood, so I may eat my words.
David, it's your turn to guess.
I'm going to guess he does get in about a 60-40% chance right now. So I think it's very close. Look, Joe Biden gets an A for political intrigue. He has kept everyone guessing. If you read all these stories that I read today, it's a couple advisors thinking he's going to, and then sort of couched with a couple advisors who think he's not going to, and that he'll stay put. I did my own reporting on this last week, and I talked to a Democratic operative who has been sought out to work for him if he pulls the trigger, but then again, it was still an if. It wasn't that he had made the decision.
Betsy, in 2008, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who was then Senator Clinton, did a comeback. She beat Barack Obama, then Senator, in New Hampshire. That was her big comeback after getting trounced in Iowa. Now the numbers are that Senator Bernie Sanders at 42, and she's only at 28 in this new poll. I mean, ouch.
Below 30, and that's mind-boggling that you can have numbers that low. And I think it's a good reminder of the extent to which money in New Hampshire only gets you so far. No one's going to outspend Clinton. And on that same ticket, no one's going to outspend on the Republican field. They're not going to outspend Jeb Bush. But both of those candidates are really struggling in that state because it's so much about interpersonal communication. These voters want to meet you one-on-one and talk to you. There's a good chance that Hillary does better on TV ads than mano-a-mano.
David, Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden has 18 points in New Hampshire. Those 18 go to Bernie Sanders or to Secretary Clinton.
I think it probably gets divided up.
So are you shocked by these numbers in New Hampshire?
I think New Hampshire, it's always been tough. I mean, Bernie's been beating her in New Hampshire for a while.
He's a neighbor, though. He's a Vermont neighbor.
He's a neighbor, and if you look at his favorables with all voters, he has just much higher favorables among all voters than Hillary, and he beats some of these Republicans in general election matchups, which is another surprising thing. But on the money part, the funny thing is, she's burning through money. What has it gotten her? Now he has about as much cash on hand as she does going into the last quarter of the year.
For the life of me, I don't understand how the DNC, he doesn't even want to be a Democrat, but he's part of the debate, which I don't get. He doesn't even want to be a Democrat. He's an independent and a socialist. And the other thing is that he's been in Congress about 30 years, and he's never sponsored any big legislation. If I were Hillary Clinton at the debate, I'd say, what have you actually accomplished?
But he doesn't go after her either. He's being very careful about having a nice, positive campaign. He's being ruthlessly, relentlessly nice.
Just talk.
And it makes her look bad if she goes after him, because then she's the bad guy. So kind of smart.
This isn't about who's from Mr. Nice Guy at this point. But anyway, we got to go. Thank you both.
Thanks.